Culturally competent mental health care is essential in the fact that people won't even, in the Asian community, the access, right? People won't even go to seek service because they don't feel that they're connected. So these are what we call barriers to access and service utilization. And so some of the barriers are access to language. And so if we don't have culturally competent care, then they come there and there's no one to be able to communicate with them. Another barrier that's related to cultural competency is even recognizing the different how culture plays a part in the manifestation of their mental health problems. And so even asking the right things, right, to elicit the challenges and the problems that they're going through. Definitely, there's another component of being able to relate to someone where people feel comfortable and accepted. And so that is how we communicate to our client. We have to be able to understand the different cultural nuances of what is respectful, of what is stigmatizing. And so that helps to build the relationship. And so that's always, I think, a challenge when we start to understand individuals and start to tease apart, and how do we not stigmatize, their cultural norms and traditions, but then on the other hand, also get people the help that they need when it becomes problematic. I hope when after the presentation, people start to think not just like, oh, how am I going to serve Asian Americans, right? Really, that's not the point. It is to understand further a community that maybe has not been on your radar. But then the point, hopefully, from the presentation is for them to come back and start to look at a bigger approach in recognizing that how culture does influence the problem, and that not just the Asian American cultures, but then the Pacific Islanders. Then we have, all the other, BIPOC communities. And so looking at a more of a larger perspective and how can we always have this lens of equity, always this lens of cultural competency and humility, from that flows from the policy to the practice, to the service to the community. And so I hope it gets people to start thinking of what we're not doing, and I hope we start thinking bigger.